meditate on the mantras like fucking damnation, loss.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The suffering, addiction.
That's the only one I can kind of work with right now.
Well, we all have some aspects of damnation that we understand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I think people get caught up on the emotional meanings of words, and they forget the actual definition.
Yeah.
And so they can no longer relate to a word that they should understand.
That's funny. I never thought of it that way.
You know, it's like somebody says demon, and you picture like a horny red thing that the Christians talk about. You know? But the definition of that word is, it has a specific definition, you know, and it's very close to, if not identical to, a immortal, non-corporeal being who does exist and interact with people in the material plane in an intangible way through possession, temptation, in order to bring about the damage or destruction of humankind. Alright, now check this out. There's another immortal, non-corporeal being that interacts on the material plane through possession or temptation for the inevitable destruction of large amounts of humankind in exchange for the promotion of small amounts of humankind, and it's an entity called corporation. It's the same fucking thing. They have the same meaning. A corporation is a legal person.
Yeah, non-corporeal.
Right.
Abstract.
Immortal, abstract. You only use this temptation. You want a job? It has earthly minions that are either possessed or fucking, you know.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's the same fucking word, man.
Yeah.
Except for we have this fucking emotional interaction with it that's like, oh, demon. Oh, well, that means supernatural.
Yeah.
But it actually doesn't. It has attributes that are not supernatural. They're merely attributes. Way less supernatural than a quark or a fucking string theory, you know?
Yeah. It's funny, man. I never looked into that much.
That's because we have this emotional charge on all these words. It's a perfectly good word. We don't need to throw it out. We need to concentrate on fucking... If we're going to write a song about Robert Johnson's loss, the whole thing being the crux of the fucking song being the fact that he could have just practiced.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Like, you could have just worked other jobs. You didn't have to go work for the corporation and become a mindless fucking moron toad.
I don't know, man.
What's this fucking...
I'm always more concerned with harmonies. I've never been able to focus that much on words.
Oh, I can write words, man, all day long. I can write words all day long, dude. Structured format or whatever, dude.
I can do permutations of chords, like, all day. Figuring out roots and...
Well, yeah, just meditate on these words while you're playing. Because these are the words I'm going to meditate on. You know? How about, like, mutilation without death? Try and imagine your life if someone cut off your hands. Seriously. Imagine yourself trying to pick up women. Imagine yourself trying to make yourself happy.
Oh, I'd give up.
But you wouldn't even have the mechanism to fucking kill yourself with dignity and privacy of your own home. You'd have to throw yourself in front of a bus or something.
I could die with that. Yeah, no hands.
gotta carry a toaster to the bathtub. I propped the breaker closed with a screwdriver.
There, dude. Talk about this.
All artist types of suicide.
Yeah, I've always thought of.
Seven Wolf, man?
Nah, I have. My deal was always, I just saw off a shotgun, put a bird foul in there, some heavy bird foul, and a teaspoon of water. Allegedly, it scours your brain clean, just gone. Just because the water turns into gas and all by the pump.
Yeah.
Steam cleans your brain before you have time to transmit a thought. There and then you're not.
Supreme, dude. I like the reverb in that. Yeah. It reminds me of the way that heat disrupts a visual image.
Yeah.